Greetings, ladies, gentlemen and participants of the Climate Conference 2009 COP15 in Copenhagen. My name is Christoph Tenge from Amsterdam. We are here together for an important matter, and therefore my contribution being a concerned yet hopeful inhabitant of planet Earth. Since the Kyoto Conference in 1997, little is achieved. Otherwise, we would not experience the problems that we face today. Many parts of industry are a devastating factor in our civilization. Huge, concentrated production in cheap labor countries is a wrong conception. The European Union and the trade treaties made it difficult for most farmers to survive. The European Union and the trade treaties killed most of our production facilities in various industries, resulting in seriously polluting shipping and aircraft transport activity around the globe. Human rights are exploited in cheap labor country, and that is what we call economy. That is what we call monetary system, free markets or capitalism. In reality, it is insane, a dangerous cultural and ecological destruction. In my opinion, those regulations were short-sighted. The reason for raising unemployment and social problems in Europe are caused by moving the production to cheap labor countries with all the side effects, including child abuse for cheap labor. The outcome of visionless and profit-blinded decision makers is a huge threat to our common existence. Economical growth is an illusion, since nothing can grow infinite. There are limits that we need to accept and deal with as facts. Aside from the CO2 emission comes the fact of the galactic alignment discussed among astrophysics. Possibly also the existence and the influence of another planet entering into our solar system could be the reason to the changed patterns of sun activity, since NASA confirmed that other planets in our solar system heat up too. Therefore, there is evidence that global warming is not only caused by human contribution. In regards to our human impact, however, we need to evaluate and change our destructive lifestyle. The modern way of life should not even be aimed by developing countries. To follow the destructive steps and mistakes that the so-called developed countries made. If our cultural values are expressed in money and profit only, then we are actually very poor. Until now, decisions made were narrow-minded. Until now, decisions made were based on profits mainly for the corporate world. Until now, decisions made were serving mainly the rich. Until now, the decisions made were taken in return for power. Until now, the decisions made devastated our environment. Until now, decisions made cause extinction of many species among plants and animals every day. When will we take decisions that finally make sense? All this selfish and greedy attitude must be stopped by you in Copenhagen now, even if it takes longer than the 2 weeks which are planned for the event. Nobody should leave Copenhagen before every issue is taken care of, before all scientists of each discipline are heard, to set a significant milestone in history of mankind, and to find innovative solutions for these enormous problems that we are facing worldwide. Governments take backwards decisions, like here in the Netherlands, where they build housing for thousands of people in a region 15 feet below sea level, spilling resources and energy while emitting CO2. On top, more than 7,000 trees got recently cut in Amsterdam alone, and a new nuclear power plant is planned to be built in the Netherlands. It seems that the so-called leaders, experts and governmental advisors do not yet understand the effect and the threat of rising sea level, and what it is all about in order to take the necessary decisions to reach out for a real intelligent change for all life on Earth and for many generations to come. Nuclear power plants are a dangerous trap. The energy is not clean at all. The cooling systems heat up water from rivers and lakes, which is used in the process, causing huge damage on life in water. Nuclear power plants are man-made bombs that will release their dirt in case of earthquakes, are a target in military confrontations, or can explode. Storage of highly toxic nuclear waste for thousands of years, for many future generations to come, costs a lot of money, and it does not contribute to our survival. Regarding the energy problem, all alternatives methods should be discussed. There are many to choose from and to put in action at the same time. You have internet at the conference. Discussing the nuclear energy issue, I recommend that you go to www.youtube.com and search for the title Chernobyl Disaster Incident Part 1 through 8. Refresh your mind and watch what happened before the consequences of a nuclear impact fade from our collective memory. It is our duty to spare future generations from any risk of a nuclear apocalypse. All Western Europe and beyond suffers directly from the accident on 26th of April 1986 in Chernobyl. From the radioactivity released into the atmosphere, causing thousands of dead, atomic refugees in the region, birth defects on humans and animals, and it has a huge impact still today. Do something. Do something now to save all living species in its entire richness of fauna and flora, because all this is what we call life on Earth. We only have one Earth for the time being. We cannot eat money to survive, but we could turn into a smart species, as many experts claim that we are. However, no bird, no fish, no butterfly, no bee or plant would ever destroy like we do. So prove that you are intelligent leaders and experts. Get on the mission right now to really save life on Earth, including yourself. The royal families, multinationals, banks and the corporate world have all the money to achieve these goals, and by doing so, giving back to all who were exploited through centuries until today. So, let's create a better world now, together, to prevent that our way of life vanishes us from the surface of this planet forever. At this point, I like to express my appreciation for everybody in Copenhagen who contributed to make this global event possible, and I thank you for listening.